In your book, Global Responsibility, In Search of a New World Ethic, you say, every minute the nations of the world spend 1.8 million US dollars on military armaments. Every hour, 1,500 children die of hunger-related causes. Every day, a species becomes extinct. You're saying there will not be a survival without a global ethic.
Well, I think a lot of people today think that many things go the wrong way. There was a time when people looked at the future as something positive, it will only be better. I think today more and more people are pessimistic, and I just thought it necessary to start my book on global responsibility with these negative factors. I personally am not so pessimistic. My book is written for really making people understanding the situation and to take hope and strength and to do something. We need, a lot of people are convinced of that, a new basic attitude of humanity. I'm trying to be very realistic, but what I mean with global ethic is very simple. A minimum of common convictions, a minimum of common values, and a minimum of common inner attitudes. That is what I mean.
What are some of those?
I think there is already in these resources of religions a whole range of values, of commandments, of convictions, and my task was to bring it to the floor, to make it conscient, what we have already in common. If you take only one very simple rule, which was pronounced already 500 years before Christ, don't do to others, you do not want that it is done to you. That was already pronounced by Confucius. Rabbi Hillel said it before Christ, and we have even a positive formulation on the Sermon on the Mount where Jesus said, do to others what you want they do to you. You see, already this kind of different attitude against this kind of egoism we have in the present world, of greed, of only having more. And it's not only the question of money, it's a question of sex.
It seems we've been ruled by an ethic of success.
I know, of course, that success is necessary. Everybody needs success. But it is a very difficult, a very different situation if you make success your God. If a businessman is just working for success, then he has, of course, no limits. If a politician is only working for success, well, he is even able to lie, to kill, to do everything what is really against humanity. So we think have come to have to come back to the basics, and what in this declaration we have here in the Parliament of Religion is the most basic thing, which is not at all self-evident, that the human being should behave in a truly human way, in a truly humane way. Often we behave ourselves like beasts. It's a bestial attitude towards life.
I know some beasts.
It's an offense for the beast.
Yes.
Yes, because the animals behave according to their instincts, and that is quite okay. But the human being should really have the control by reason of his or her own attitudes. And I'm not a moralist who always, you know, says, yeah, we should not do that and that and that. But if we are living in a time where you have even children killing other children, as is the case in Great Britain, which was just by coincidence in Great Britain, could be everywhere, 2 children of 10 years killing a child of 2. I am not of this opinion that these are only the media which are responsible for this development. When the children do not listen anymore, when they have no possibility even to get the most elementary moral standards Well, why should they not kill if they see on television that people kill each other?
I'm concerned about the idea of just being human, because I don't think we have a very good record.
Well, the record of humanity is ambivalent, as everything what is human is ambivalent. That is the reason why I speak about to be truly human, or to be humane. That is the positive side of humanity. We have a great deal of achievements, and we have a great deal of failures. Our century has seen tremendous successes in science, in technology, in everything. But on the other hand, we seem to be very behind in our moral attitudes with regard to all these successes. We are not anymore able to control our success. We are the victims of our own success. All those people who see that we are destroying nature, the environment, well, that is we are the victim of the success to control and to be the lords of nature. And you see, what is in my mind, and I think in many minds in this parliament, we had already a change of conscience with regard to the environment and nature. I think nobody who is listening to this program, if he or she is honest, will not agree with that 30 years ago we didn't think the same way about nature as we do today. Second, nobody thought 30 years ago about peace and warfare as we do now, that we should abolish really the wars. Third, nobody thinks about the relationship between men and women the same way today as 30 years ago. We have a real change of consciousness, and what I wanted to provoke with my book on global responsibility towards a global ethic, and which has now real success with this declaration for global ethic, is precisely to provoke the same change of consciousness with regard to ethic.